Thank you, Honorable MEC Folidad, the Speaker of Legislature, and all our MECs, members of Legislature. I've seen the Deputy Chair of Chairs. Speaker, you will agree with me. If there's one person who takes his job serious from the Legislature, is the Deputy Chair of Chairs. He makes sure he attends and really take notes so that when he does his oversight, he will do it from an informed positions. All the leaders of the delegations from our members of the diplomatic corps who are here, our friends, our mayors. I've seen the mayor of Blueberg is still here with us. She's got a municipality which is in the rural areas and which is rich in minerals. That's where we have got our Venetia mines, which is also a potato belt in terms of agriculture. So there are rooms for investment in that municipality. So you can't live without talking to her, Matamar. Our local mayor is here because she must host us, and the executive mayor. Today we have got a councillor sitting next to me there because the executive mayor has got a funeral. He had apologized. So all of you, the business community that has been with us, some of you are joining us today. Some of you have been with us from yesterday at the University of Venda. That is why we must extend our deepest appreciation to the acting Vice Chancellor, who is the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Jonathan. From yesterday, you hosted us, and you are still with us even now. Extend our warm appreciations to the University of Venda. What we really appreciate, especially from the academic sector, I was discussing with the speaker there to say, I know the acting DG, it's here, Mr. Water, Sehoa, and other HOTs who are here. What we were discussing is that we need to change how we are doing things as government. We have got institutions of higher learning which are supposed to assist us in resolving our problems. You know, Chair, the Deputy Chair of Chair, the reason I'm acknowledging you is because most of you are excited by saying MEC Maseko has got another master's degree. He has got a PhD degree. But the question that I always ask myself when we are congratulating each other in that WhatsApp group of you, Speaker, is that what research did Honorable Maseko did before he was honored that master's degree? And what research, what impact is the research that he has done having on resolving the problems that are facing our people? Are we using it for the sake of obituary? The day when you go, you passed on to say the late had studied this and that and that? Or are we doing it to be able to resolve the challenges? When you hear our friends who are here today sharing with us, you can hear that the solutions are with our institutions of higher learning. We are the ones who give them the approval. I know when I was in health, unfortunately I had to release the MEC for health because there is a crisis that she needed to go and attend to at Philadelphia Hospital. But I wanted to raise, when we were in health, I would call the research committee, Mr. Soho, and say to them, show me how many proposals from the university that have you approved. Because if we don't approve as government, university will not allow them to study that, because it's irrelevant. The university survive because they are being funded by the state. They are funded by the state to assist us, for us to run this state by giving us solutions. You can't go to Western Cape and want to do a research in malaria. Malaria is not their problem. But you can't do a work in this part of our country without knowing malaria, because this is a malaria endemic area. So that is why I'm saying your research must be relevant to the current problems that we're having. So I'm saying to you as a University of Venda, when I listen to our friends, they are now bringing that a particular energy which will bring the synergy between us as the provincial government and all our institutions of higher learning, especially our two universities that are supposed to bring solutions to the problems that we're having. You know, Prof. Jonathan, let me share with you one a painful story. It's that there are two districts, the Mupani district and the Vembe, and the Sekhukhune district, who are fighting for TUT to come. Giyani campus, you know the story of TUT to Giyani campus. We've already started work there. Sekhukhune, at some stage, the TUT leadership came there and made some promises. Recently, when I was with the executive mayor of Waterberg, he says, we want TUT in Lipalale. When I was with the mayor of Lipelle, Nkumbi, she says, we've got a land TUT once promised us. At the back of the mind becomes saying, every leader, whether it's a traditional leader, whether it's a municipality, whether it's us as provincial government, is asking about when is TUT coming. TUT, which is in Gauteng. I've got you, Prof. Jonathan. I've got Prof. Mukhaleng in Limpopo. Why should we be told about other universities? TUT is for Premier Panyazali Phophi. I need my people to start fighting. When is Univen bringing a satellite in Sekhukhune? When is University of Limpopo bringing a satellite in Waterberg? We must start being proud of what we have. But that shows you that really we don't have confidence in what we have. So I'm saying, listening to our partners here, nothing stops us. That mining academy that we want, I'm sure if we can ask the Chinese embassy today, I'm sure if we ask the Japanese embassy, I'm sure if we ask the Singapore to say, we need, especially the Chinese that have already started doing work with us, to say we need a mining academy. Remember, the mining academy was pronounced by the president of the country. And there's no way I can deliver on that. I can fail on other things, but I can't fail on what my boss has pronounced in public. Because I'll be making my boss to appear as if he's a liar. And my boss is not. And he made that commitment to the people of Sekhukhune. Therefore, I'm giving you as an assignment. Because we can't wait for Department of Higher Education. We must go with our own proposal. They will have to do it. Especially when it's coming from me. I'll go and sit in their office. That one I'm very good at. I'll sit in their office and don't leave. As long as you, as our academics, would bring that proposal together and say, this is what we can establish in terms of the mining academy. The same with the agricultural colleges that we are talking about. Because all these investors who are coming, they will require skills and relevant skills that will respond to our economy. You can't all fight. I've checked with TUT, by the way, MEC Mazeko. I've checked with the Vice Chancellor, Professor Tinyiko. He's saying they are not strong in terms of mining academy. So that is why there by Giyani, where they will be focusing on technology and agriculture, they are more relevant. Now we need to start building. I have made a commitment also during the State of the Province address that we need that mining academy. And that mining academy, it's going to happen. Now I've got one university here. They have given them a task. We have got, they've got our partners here. They've got our friends. To you, our friends, I've already directed our office the international relation, to say, if you were thinking about a trip in Canada or a trip, no, let me not use the Canadians as an example, a trip in the US, we must suspend that trip. The first trip will be either to Singapore, either to Japan, either to China, either to Indonesia, either to Nigeria. All those who are here today, they are our friends. They take us serious. Let's take those who take us serious. This is my attitude. If you don't take me serious, why should I be chasing you? Oh, I forgot Germany. They are also here. They were with us. But I'm saying the focus must be on those who take us serious. And I mean, we can learn a lot from Singapore. They're saying to us, you know, you have got even an advantage. The issue is, let's go and see how they were able to do it, and then we will come back and do it. You know, when I was still there by COSATU SACP, before I was an MEC for Health, my first trip to China was as a result of South African Communist Party. We went to learn. My question to them when we were in class, you know those classes that you are taken through, I asked the question, how did you manage to turn around things so quick? 3 things, and I still repeat, which I continuously tell my executive council. Chinese had a political will. That's what they told me. So if you've got a political will, nothing can stop you. Chinese are decisive. So if you are not decisive, don't enter into any position of leadership, because you will keep on postponing things, coming up with reasons. It can be done, it cannot be done. If you are not decisive, leave politics, leave leadership. Whether politics, by the way, is not of us, including you as a vice chancellor. That's politics. You must be decisive as a vice chancellor. If you can't take decision, why should you be in the leader? And the last one was discipline. If we are not disciplined, we will not achieve what we want. And then when you are disciplined, when you are decisive, when you have political will, you will then be able to do what our Singapore brothers are saying. You will be able to take risk. Because you need to be bold. Everything that they did, they were taking chances. You take risk, you calculate, and you take calculated risk, and then you will have results and celebrate. So for me is that when we live here, we're going to implement what we've agreed from our side as the Premier's office, which is the coordinating. We are going to be coordinating that. I would want to see all the approvals. DDG, acting DG, from all departments of the researches that are being conducted. I want to see them. What do they talk to the province? I also would want to see, because at the end of their research, they usually, some publish, some don't, but they are there, the reports. And those reports are accumulating dust. So why wasting resources? Hence I say, you do your master's and PhD so that in your obituary, we could be able to say, Muhu Ubadile until the last layer of studying. With due respect to the speaker, who will be graduating very soon with a PhD, I also want to start with her research and see if the research of the speaker is going to help me to resolve the problems that I have in this province. We want a high-speed train. And then everything, we must get a private tenders and whatever to do. No, we can have universities together with our friends from outside helping us to do all these feasibility studies. Some of these things we need, we have internal resources. Let's use maximally. Remember, when you are doing things on your own, the interest is about development. But when you come from outside, your interests are not mainly a focus on that. You also want to be running business on your own. So to all of you here, I wanted to thank you. I've listened to the inputs. And I think what is left, it's implementation. Let's remember, today is also our International Women's Day. The International Women's Day, where women of the world at some stage, more than probably 120 years ago, came up. You know hunger and the food crisis that was there long before the First World War has made a peaceful woman who was sitting at home, the economic crisis at that time, to a housewife who was interested in just raising their kids, to now say enough is enough, we're standing up, we need this women empowerment, because they knew you give them that responsibility, they'll be able to feed the nation. So as we celebrate and as we observe this International Women's Month and Women's Day, let's also remember that if we want things to be done, let's give it to women. If you want people to get things done, implementers are women. Men, you give us brilliant ideas, just give it to us, we will implement on your behalf. And you will see this province will never be the same. But lastly, let me say to all of you, this is the time for Limpopo to become the real Africa's Garden of Eden. This province. You will never get any other opportunity. If you don't use this time, you miss it this time, we might never get it again. This is a time when we have political will. This is a time when we have decisive leadership. This is the time where we have discipline and we can be able to turn things around. That video, Tatanangoven from Limpopo Tourism, that video of yours does not do justice to this province. We have got to get all our minds and bring all our brilliant young men and women, because they will give you a brilliant product. We have got young people that we are underestimating, who are very smart. That young boy who's sitting in the corner can be able to come and create this. Don't stick to your chief directors, your directors, those who knows that whether they come to work or not, on the 15th of every month, Pesal will clock, they will get a salary. I don't want those. We don't want those. We want people who will come in to work as if it's their first day at work and they want to impress you. The longevity in the system, unfortunately, are threatened by the young people that are coming here. And I'm telling you, I'm going to push you. I will push you from DG to HODs and all of you. If you are not going to move, and do not threaten any young person or any employee to say you are the boss. The boss is Dr. Ramathuba for now in the 7th administration. The boss is me. There's no any other person in Diwo Patela who is above the premier. So the fact that you are busy doing things as you wish, I've spent our 7 first months studying you. I have studied all of you now. I know you. When I was appointed speaker, I told all of them that I'm giving them 100%. They will subtract it. And they've started subtracting it. And I'm going to deal with them. Because I dare not fail the people of Limpopo. I thank you.